Coach Reed is in his first year at Fairgrove High School. This isn't his first year teaching or coaching, as he came from Kickapoo High School, where he was a teacher and assistant coach. This year, Coach Reed plays a bigger role as he has become Fairgrove's head baseball coach. He also teaches an advanced weights class along with many PE classes. Now let's take a look at how he's feeling about the new school and stepping into a bigger role.
Well, the adjustment has been good so far. Coming to Fairgrove, man, everybody is so nice, from the coaches, even from day one, very welcoming. The teachers, the kids are respectful. Have a lot of fun with them interacting in class, and just in the hallways. I love the small town feel. It reminds me of where I grew up, and so I think the adjustment's been really easy so far on my end. Well, the opportunity to be a head coach is something I've always wanted to do. When I was in high school, I knew I wanted to coach, and pretty early on knew I wanted to be a head coach someday. And so this opportunity is awesome. Coach Overstreet did a tremendous job laying the groundwork and foundation to a great program. And the season that Fairgrove had last year was the best season in program history. So making quarterfinal, going 25-3. And so I always wanted to be at a school that could compete for district championships, quarterfinals, Final Fours, and so Fairgrove seems to be, a great spot with returning so much from last year, having a good underclassmen group, even kids in middle school. There's a lot of talent, and so to me, this was an opportunity that I couldn't pass up, an opportunity that I'd hoped for several years. And it was difficult leaving Kickapoo because I really enjoyed working with those guys. We were successful, but this is an opportunity that I had hoped for a long time. So I'm really blessed to be here. So I grew up in a small town called Harrison, Arkansas. I went to a school called Valley Springs, just a little bit smaller than Fairgrove. I grew up playing basketball and baseball. Played basketball through high school, but baseball was my better sport. I went to college in Springfield at Evangel University, played baseball there for 4 years, and got a teaching degree. I always knew I wanted to coach baseball, coach basketball, coach something. So coaching and teaching has always been something I wanted to do. I met my wife at Evangel, and we spent a couple years in Frisco, Texas. I taught at a middle school, coached a little bit of everything from football, soccer, pole vaulting. It was pretty good experience down there, and I taught robotics and computer classes, and then was fortunate enough to come back to Missouri and got a job at Kickapoo High School in Springfield. And there I taught intro to engineering classes, and then was able to coach baseball there for 5 years. It was a great experience. I learned a lot in the classroom. It was interesting being in such a big school, coming from a small school. When I went to high school, Kickapoo is very large, but it was a lot of fun. Baseball-wise, I learned a lot. The kids were awesome. Got to get a lot of great experiences there. We went to a couple of quarterfinals and learned a lot from the coaching staff there. So it was a really great experience in the classroom and baseball-wise.
You can catch Coach Reed as one of the leaders of FCA and also being energetic and excited in all the classes that he teaches. We are excited to have Coach Reed at our school and can't wait to see what he brings to the future of Fairgrove.
This year's PTO pumpkin carving contest commences on the 25th of October. Every classroom competing in this competition will decorate their pumpkin however they want. There will be a few days dedicated towards voting on the pumpkins, which will be the 25th through the 28th of October. Donations are required to vote on a classroom pumpkin. The winner will be decided by whoever raises the most amount of donation money. The winning classroom will get some sort of reward. Our pumpkin carving contest is run by our school's parent-teacher organization. Our PTO consists of many amazing teachers and parents who are very involved in our school's community. Ms. Feldman has been involved in the competition in past years. We were able to meet with her and ask her a few questions.
I'm Suzanne Feldman, and I'm a math teacher at Fairgrove High School. I've competed in this contest. This is the second year that I'll be competing, and we did win last year. It's the first time, this is the second year that the high schools participated. Last year we chose to do a Chiefs theme, so we decorated it with some Chief hats and paint. I love the competition because it gives teachers and students a chance to be creative and still raise money for the PTO, and it's fun for the parents as they come into parent-teacher conferences to see their kids in creativity.
Voting will start on the 25th of October and voting will close on the 28th. You can vote in our high school office. We will look forward to seeing all the competition and the amazing pumpkins these classrooms create. We will also be having an NHS pumpkin carving event. The NHS is composed of many great kids who are eager to serve the community. One of our members, Faith Kleinworth, has some information about the contest. We also asked her a few questions about the club.
Hi, I'm Faith. I'm in 11th grade and I'm in NHS. This is my first year in NHS and my favorite part would be working the coffee shop. For the pumpkin carving, like NHS thing, we had other students carve the pumpkins and I was part of the delivery team and we just went around and dropped off pumpkins. So we had about 16 pumpkins in total and we had 4 delivers and we had a great time just getting out in the community and helping out.
Miss Johnson is the NHS club organizer and is in charge of the pumpkin carving event. She's an absolute pleasure to work with and was generous enough to talk a little bit more in depth about the club and the event.
My name is Amy Johnson and I am in charge of NHS. So this year it was our 3rd annual pumpkin carving event. So we have NHS students carve pumpkins at home and deliver them around to the local neighborhood. We started it during COVID because we couldn't really go out and do a lot of organizations, and it was something fun that we could do for the community. So NHS is a organization that's based on scholarship, leadership, character, and service. We require each of our students to complete 15 service hours throughout the year. You have to maintain a 3.5 GPA, and it's an invite-only club. So you have to maintain all of those things, and then your junior year, you're invited to join.
We have many great things coming up. Be sure to stay on the lookout for your favorite pumpkin in the decorating contest. We'd love to get your vote on who you think is the best. Thank you.
Our community has been extremely busy with sports the past couple of weeks.
Like, this squad is just like the most dedicated that we've had. Like, this is really the first year that we don't have tons playing like other sports or doing so many other activities. Like, in past, we would always have to work around so many other schedules, like one's doing softball and basketball and other sports, which is great. Like, I love when everyone's involved, but then it makes it hard for us because we're working around so many other schedules, or we'd have so many that like work, you know, so they're like, oh, I can't do practice there. So I feel like this year it's been just like the most dedicated squad where we've had literally everyone like at every single practice, which, you know, when we're stunting and stuff, when one's gone, like that whole group is at fault, you know what I mean? Like, they can't do anything if one of them's gone. So it just makes a good like team effort when everybody's that dedicated.
So my favorite memory from cheer was probably this year's UCA camp this summer, which was like just before the season started, cheer camp, to learn all the stuff that could be helpful to us this year. And it was really fun because we got to spend the night there one night, and we just got to do a lot of like fun team bonding activities, and it was really cool because I could get really close with all the girls before the season started.
Our high school cheer had one of their bigger events a few weeks ago, which was the junior cheer camp with all of the elementary girls. The cheerleaders spent the week with the girls, getting to know each one of them, teaching them different chants, cheers, and the girls' favorite part, the dance. At the end of the week, they'll perform what they learned at the home football game.
Volleyball has had a great season this year, and they are also seeded first in state. This season, they have had some great games against some great teams and taking them to 5 sets. One of their bigger games the past few weeks was against Stratford. They are continuing strong and beginning to prepare for districts.
What was your favorite memory about volleyball this year?
My favorite memory of volleyball this year was when we worked so hard and we finally beat Stratford, and then the student section came down and like surrounded us and we almost died.
How do you feel districts went for the volleyball team?
Obviously, it went really well because since we won, but we knew that our district is probably, for our class, one of the toughest districts in the state. We have, seed 1 through 5 could have won it on any given night. And so to go out and play the tough teams like that and still come out with a victory was pretty sweet.
And then how are you guys preparing for tomorrow night's game against Diamond?
Okay, so we have played Diamond before, and so we have some game footage and things like that. So today at practice, we'll go over kind of what they have coming at us and where we can go and what we can do against them. And we're just going to bring the fire and bring the energy and hope our pep club is as hype as they were last night.
Football the past few weeks has struggled a little bit as they've lost a few of their players to injuries, but their season is going good with a record of 5-4. Last week they played El Dorado Springs and start districts with a game at home versus Versailles.
My favorite memory from this year was probably the El Dorado Springs game. It was a great team win, and it's my favorite memory.
We're going to play Versailles week 1 of districts. It's a team we've played before, but they've got a new coach. Haven't seen an offense or defense like this for a while, so we're spending extra time in practice on a bunch of team and group stuff, so we're ready to go this week, Friday night.
This year, our fall sports have been very busy with everything going on. As our fall seasons are wrapping up, let's take a look back on this year. Our soccer team has an exciting future ahead of them with a lot of great underclassmen with an experienced group of juniors helping them along the way. Now let's go ahead and talk to Gavin Brock about how the season is going.
Season's looking pretty good so far. Next up is districts. My goal is to improve my footwork and be a better leader, and our team's goal is to win conference.
This year, the band has had a very busy season this year and has done very well at their competition. Now to Keith to tell us more about the band.
Hi, my name is Keith Nolan and I'm a freshman. We've had a very successful marching band season and it is a lot of fun. We've had 4 marching competitions this season, 3 of which we've placed. At Warsaw we have 3rd place, and at Reed Springs we got 4th place to close out this season. At Ozarko we also got 4th place.
So usually during this season we wake up early and get to school at 6:45 and practice band all morning. We have around 4 competitions a year that usually take all day, so yeah. So this year we've got around 50 people in the band. Most of them are freshmen, but we are sad to be losing around 6 seniors this year who are great contributions and leaders. My favorite memory from band this year was playing ping pong at MSU at the Student Union for like 5 hours.
As cross-country season is wrapping up, there is a lot of excitement leading up to districts now. On to Braden Booth to talk about how the season has gone.
This year cross country has gone really well for us. We have a lot of talent coming up from some of our lower grades, and then all of our other runners have improved. We've seen a lot of PRs this year at a couple of our meets. We've also switched up some of our workouts, and so with the addition of another distance coach, so now we have a lot more track workouts, a lot more things like that. And so that's helped us train for some of these harder meets. And so I think that's part of what's driving these PRs up. So conference went really well. We were pretty happy with our times and stuff. We were unable to get around Stratford, but we came within 4 points of them. And so we're really hopeful that we can get around them in districts. Conference was a really tough course and it was really dry. And so it was a hard race to run. We did pretty well though. And so we're happy with how we've done and we see where we can improve. So now our goal for districts is so we're gonna go in there. My personal goal is not to suffer any season-ending injuries this year at Hermitage. And then besides that, we're going to try to beat Stratford and make state, which is something that Fair Grove has not done in a long time, if ever. So in a normal practice, we'll go out, we'll warm up. Usually on a normal day, we'll go out 3 to 5 miles. Sometimes we do some other things. We'll do some hill sprints, some X runs, some track workouts. But generally, we just sit in that 3 to 5 mile range. We'll pick some rows and just go out and then come back, cool down, stretch.
As our fall sports are wrapping up, they're all looking forward to finishing their season strong.
Our school has a wide variety of clubs and activities. Book club is one of our favorites. Fairgrove High School has had book club for over 10 years. Mrs. Lemon sponsors the club and really enjoys what it always brings to students. During September, book club held the year's first meeting. The turnout was very successful, but Ms. Lemon and the other members hope to have even more at the next one. Students were able to win books as well as enter for giveaways. They had fun prizes and cupcakes. Each month requires a lot of prep. October is scary book quotes with mystery music games, scary book giveaways, mystery scratch-off tickets, and candy. November, book art will be made from discarded books, and in December is the book swap Christmas party.
Book Club will be meeting October 25th in the library during 8th hour. There will be spooky stories, games, prizes, and other fun activities. Can't wait to see you there.
Students join book club because they enjoy reading, spending time with classmates, and participating in fun games and activities.
What I really enjoy about book club is getting to be around my friends and being able to learn about new books that I would have never learned about before.
Please feel free to ask Miss Lemon any questions you might have.
My name is Braden Booth. I am a senior this year. I've been at Fairgrove all my life. I'm involved in cross country, FBLA, FFA, DECA, speech, Scholar Bowl, and NHS. So with those clubs, a lot of what I do, so Scholar Bowl, I've been a part of it for a long time. I'm our current varsity captain, and so I kind of lead the team as we go to a lot of tournaments. We've been going to about 15 tournaments a year, really getting out there. We've seen a lot of success. In FBLA, I'm the current vice president. I was president last year, and so I help organize a lot of those events you see, things like the blood drives, powder puff, man puff. I help organize all of that through DECA, which is very connected with FBLA. I work with those events still, and then I go compete on a regional and a state level with some different events we do, with public speaking, with tests we take about the business world. And then with FFA, I compete, I show cattle, and then I hope to be on a meats judging team in the spring. I do a lot of public speaking through FFA also. And then as vice president, I help organize a lot of the events you see from FFA, such as our Businessmen's Breakfast, all the stuff we do during Fall Festival, and then our end of the year banquet. So I don't really have a favorite color. My favorite food is Ichiban Buffet. My favorite book is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. My favorite movie is Armageddon, because Bruce Willis is awesome. And probably my favorite activity is just playing Scholar Bowl. So my favorite memory from high school is one time at a Scholar Bowl tournament when I ate some bad gas station hot dogs and got sick and had to play the entire tournament next to a trash can because I was having major issues with that and still got third in the tournament. My biggest advice to freshmen is just don't take yourself too seriously in high school. Try some things, get involved in some different clubs and activities, and just don't worry too much about stuff. It's high school. Go have fun, go do some stuff, don't worry about it. I spend a lot of my free time either working with my calves on the farm, filling out college applications now, or working on some of my various extracurriculars, working on getting stuff around for FBLA or DECA or Scholar Bowl. So actually a lot of my time still goes into those extracurriculars, even when I'm at home.
When Braden was asked what his plans were after high school, he had to say,
My plans after high school are to pursue a degree in chemical engineering. I'm not quite sure what college I'm going to go to yet. I'm kind of waiting to see what colleges accept me and what colleges give me scholarships. So once I know that, I'll know where I'm going. And I hope to major in chemical engineering or possibly go into medical school. I'm not quite sure yet. And then after I get out of college, not entirely sure what I'm going to do with that degree. There's a lot of different ways you can go with chemistry. You can go into things like petroleum, food, agriculture, manufacturing. So those are all options. Or if I go the medical route, I'd be a doctor. And so I just do that.
You can see Braden striding out in the halls, winning tournaments, running outside, practicing for Scholar Bowl, and showing cattle for FFA.